Have you ever heard that eating carrots can help you see better at night? I used to hear this when I was in the military. It was believed that carrots could improve your night vision so much that soldiers would eat them raw, sliced in half before they went on their missions. But is there any truth to this? Let's find out. I'm an optometrist, and today we are going to be talking about myth or fact. Do carrots really improve your night vision? There are several studies that claim that if you eat carrots, it will improve your night vision. But what exactly does this mean? Is it just marketing? Are there actually nutrients inside of carrots that make this possible? And how many carrots should you be eating per day? All great questions. So let's dive right into it. The belief that carrots improve night vision goes all the way back to World War II. In fact, during World War II, both the British and German air forces believed that eating carrots could improve their pilots' ability to fly at night. The British even went so far as to launch a propaganda campaign claiming that their pilots could see better at night because of eating carrots. However, the truth was that the British pilots were seeing better not because of carrots but because of something else. They were taking vitamin A acetate pills. This was being done secretly to maintain the element of surprise. No one else knew about it except for the pilots and some medical staff. So why was it important to keep this a secret? Well, if the Germans found out that the British pilots were getting some sort of an advantage from these pills, then they might try to develop a countermeasure. For example, maybe they would also start giving their pilots vitamin A acetate. Or maybe they would try to shoot down more planes to get their pilots' hands on these pills. Anyway, the British eventually won the war, but the legend of the carrot and night vision has lived on ever since. But now we know that it wasn't carrots, but rather vitamin A that was helping the British pilots see better at night. So does this mean that carrots don't have any effect on night vision? Not necessarily. As it turns out, carrots are actually one of the best sources of beta-carotene, which is a form of vitamin A. One medium-sized carrot contains approximately 800 micrograms of beta-carotene, which is equivalent to 20% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for good vision, especially at night. In fact, there are several studies that show that people who eat more foods that are rich in vitamin A, such as carrots, sweet potato, and spinach, have better night vision than those who eat less of these foods. In addition, there are several studies that show that people who have a vitamin A deficiency often have problems with night vision. So how does this work exactly? How does vitamin A improve your night vision? Well, vitamin A is involved in the production of rhodopsin, which is a pigment that is found in the rod cells of the retina. The rod cells are responsible for allowing us to see in low light conditions. So basically, vitamin A helps our eyes to adapt to darkness by helping to produce this pigment. However, it is important to note that most people in developed countries probably get enough vitamin A in their diet. So for most people, eating more carrots is probably not going to improve their night vision very much. In fact, eating too many carrots can actually have the opposite effect and worsen your night vision. This is because carrots are also high in beta-carotene. And as it turns out, eating too much beta-carotene can actually interfere with the absorption of other nutrients, such as zinc and iron. And this can actually lead to problems with night vision. There is a condition called zinc deficiency which can cause a number of symptoms, including problems with night vision. In fact, zinc deficiency is one of the leading causes of preventable blindness in the world. Fortunately, zinc deficiency is rare in developed countries, but if you are not getting enough zinc in your diet, eating too many carrots could make things worse. So how much is too much? Well, the safe upper limit for beta-carotene intake is 3,000 micrograms per day, so you would have to eat a lot of carrots to reach this level. One medium-sized carrot contains about 800 micrograms of beta-carotene, so you would have to eat about 4 carrots per day to reach the safe upper limit. Another nutrient that is important for night vision is vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect the eyes from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress can damage the eyes and lead to a number of eye diseases, including macular degeneration and cataracts. However, vitamin E also plays an important role in maintaining healthy blood vessels. And this is important for night vision because the eyes require a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients in order to function properly. If the blood vessels that supply the eyes with oxygen and nutrients become damaged, it can lead to a number of problems, including night vision loss. Studies have shown that people who have the highest intakes of vitamin E have a lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration. This is the leading cause of vision loss in people over the age of 50. In addition, studies have also shown that people who consume more foods that are high in vitamin E, such as almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach, have better cognitive performance. Spinach is a leafy green vegetable that is packed with nutrients. It is a good source of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, lutein, and zeaxanthin. All of these nutrients are beneficial for eye health. In fact, spinach is one of the best foods for protecting against age-related macular degeneration. Studies have shown that people who eat more spinach have a lower risk of developing this disease. One study found that people who consumed more than one serving of spinach per week had a 35% lower risk of developing macular degeneration compared to those who consumed less than one serving per month. Another study found that people who consumed the most spinach had a 60% reduced risk of developing macular degeneration. Leafy greens like spinach are also high in lutein and zeaxanthin. These are two carotenoids that are found in the macula, and they play an important role in protecting the eyes from oxidative stress. In fact, lutein and zeaxanthin are the only carotenoids that are found in the macula. This is the part of the eye that we use for reading, driving, and seeing fine detail. So as you can see, leafy greens like spinach are beneficial for protecting the macula and preventing macular degeneration. Almonds are a type of tree nut that is native to the Middle East. They are a good source of vitamin E, magnesium, and fiber. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that helps protect the eyes from oxidative stress. Magnesium is a mineral that helps regulate the levels of calcium in the body. Calcium is important for maintaining healthy bones and teeth, but too much calcium can build up in the eyes and lead to cataracts. Fiber is a type of carbohydrate that the body cannot digest. It is important for maintaining good digestive health, and good digestive health is also important for maintaining good eye health. In fact, studies have shown that people who consume more fiber have a lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration. Sunflower seeds are another type of tree nut that is native to North America. They are a good source of vitamin E, selenium, and magnesium. Selenium is a trace mineral that plays an important role in maintaining healthy blood vessels. This is important for night vision, as we discussed earlier. As you can see, sunflower seeds are also a good source of vitamin E and magnesium, which are both important for maintaining good eye health. Finally, let's talk about sugar. You see, sugar is a type of carbohydrate that is made up of glucose molecules. When we consume sugar, our body breaks it down into glucose, which is then used by our cells for energy. However, when we consume too much sugar, our body will store the excess glucose as fat. This can lead to a number of health problems, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. But sugar can also lead to problems with vision. Studies have shown that people who consume more sugar have a higher risk of developing diabetic retinopathy. This is a disease that causes damage to the blood vessels in the retina. It is one of the leading causes of blindness in the United States. In addition, studies have also shown that consuming too much sugar can lead to a condition called advanced glycation end products. What this means is that the sugar molecules bind to proteins or fats in the body, which can then form harmful compounds. These compounds can then damage the eyes and lead to a number of eye diseases, including macular degeneration and cataracts. Now, I want to point out that not all sugars are created equal. For example, table sugar is a type of added sugar, whereas the sugar that is naturally found in fruits and vegetables is not considered to be as harmful. In fact, the sugar that is naturally found in fruits and vegetables is usually consumed along with fiber, which helps to buffer the effects of the sugar. So basically, it is the added sugar that we need to be concerned about. But what about artificial sweeteners? Is it okay to consume foods that contain artificial sweeteners instead of added sugar? Well, unfortunately, the answer is no. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to a number of health problems, including cancer, diabetes, and gut health issues. And the artificial sweeteners are also bad for your teeth. The artificial sweeteners can increase the acidity in the mouth, which can then lead to tooth decay. This is why it is important to brush your teeth after consuming foods that contain artificial sweeteners. What about natural sweeteners, like honey? Is it okay to consume foods that contain honey? Well, the answer is yes. Honey is a natural sweetener that is made by bees. It is a good source of antioxidants and has been shown to have a number of health benefits, including antibacterial properties. So feel free to consume foods that contain honey. As you can see, there's a lot of conflicting information out there regarding what foods are good for your eyes and which ones are bad. Hopefully this video has helped to clear up some of the confusion. As always, please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. We are always happy to help.